conversating. He say I'm happy you called, what you been up to lately? I said the reason.
Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to Life in Plumbing, and I'm your host, Nate. Let's jump right into it. How to make great first impressions. I have made horrible first impressions. I just went in and just hoped people would just like me for who I am. And there's a lot of reasons why, that is like a bad thing to do when you go into, I guess necessarily say bad, but not the right way to approach, your first job interview or even meeting your first girl, right? You always want to think it through and go in with your best foot forward. All right, so tip number one, getting to the job early, leaving the job late. All right, so as an apprentice, this is where I really learned to really appreciate getting to a job early and leaving a job late. Let me tell you why. I know what y'all thinking. Let me tell you why though. All right, as an apprentice, right, what we would do, one of the practices I've learned was I had to open the bin before everybody got there, and then I had to close the bin once everybody left, right? That was just something that I did. And any apprentice that came after me, they did the same thing. It just showed my foreman that I was willing to be there and he can count on me. If you're on time, you're late. Me personally, as a foreman and people showing up on time last, like for me, when I see people there early, I'm like, okay, he wants it. He wants it. Everybody's always watching. I don't care what situation you get in. People are always watching to see how you're doing and observing everyone. We all observe everyone. We all do it, right? You want to be seen as someone who wants to be there so that they can keep you working, right? Because especially in the field, if you are someone who's slacking, someone they can't depend on, and work's getting slow, you're the first one to go. It's those little extra things that you do that help you stand above the average people. Or tip number two, all right? Even if you know it, don't show it. This is something that I really love that I learned. Even if you know something, you don't have to say that you know it, right? Because a person could be talking to you and telling you something, and if you stop them and say, I already know it, they're gonna feel like, okay, well, you do it yourself. You probably already know that too, so I'm not gonna even take the time to tell you. Let people explain to you what they wanna explain to you and hear it all the way through. First of all, it's just respect. And second of all, you don't know if they're gonna tell you something that you did not know already. Man, there's a lot of stuff past the stuff that I know, little tips and little tricks that I learned because I was listening to them explain out even something I thought I already knew, right? But there was something about it that was a little bit different, or I was like, okay, I like the way you do that, or I like the way your perspective on something, Let them talk, man. Learn as much as you can. So tip number three, hustle. Hustling is valuable because it shows that you are taking initiative. It shows that you want it. I was always the one moving. I'm always the one moving. And here's a tip inside that tip. If you are always moving, they're gonna notice you and say, oh, I never have to tell him anything. They're gonna be like, oh, he got it. He's always gonna keep himself busy. We know he's always moving. They're gonna naturally think that in their head, like he's always moving. They're not gonna just, if it comes time for layoffs, this person. They're gonna think about the people who don't move at all. Those are the first people to go. It looks like you want to be there, right? And hopefully that's a real attitude. Like you're saying, you do wanna be there, and that's why you're hustling. Don't just do it just to, make it look good, because that comes to my next tip. Tip number four, being consistent. This is something most people do not do, okay? They cannot be consistent. If you show up on time, don't just do it for the first couple of days, the first couple of weeks. Make that what you do. If you are consistent, people can count on you. That builds trust. We all know that, you know what I mean? It's like anybody who's consistent in your life, you can depend on them for whatever it is they're consistent at, good or bad, right? If they're consistent at not showing up and flaking, you're gonna count on them to flake. If they're consistent on showing up, being there, you're gonna count on them to be there. So in these jobs and with people in general, people want to be able to count on people that they can count on, right? So consistency is big. If all these tips I told you, hustling, getting there early, all this stuff, man, if you guys can be consistent with that, I'm telling you, it would take you very far in your apprenticeship or in any job in general and in your life, right? Tip number 5, don't speak negative, especially in the trade, man. We know it is hard because we work with different personalities, and at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say what the generic, don't speak bad about anyone because you know it's not nice. No, you don't speak bad about anyone because it actually messes up your day. It actually brings down your energy. You don't want to mess up your energy. Keep your energy alive. And when we speak words of negativity, it actually subconsciously brings us down, brings our energy down. Keep positive. You know what I mean? No matter what the situation. I know it's hard sometimes, believe me, I know, but we got to stay as positive as we possibly can for your sake, not for their sake, for your sake, for your energy's sake, so that you're always productive. People want to be around you because of your great energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people steal that from you, okay? It's very important to stay positive and stay away from negativity for your sake. Tip number 6, man, this is one I'm just gonna throw out there, man. Y'all ain't even know it's coming. Don't be goofy. These are all first impressions, all right? Don't forget, these are first impressions, right? If you are goofy your first time out, they are going to label you goofy. And depending on the type of person you are, it can actually work for you or work against you, right? So I know people who are goofy and they like that they're goofy, right? But they're not taken seriously. And when you're not taken seriously, you're not considered for serious responsibilities and roles within, your job. So, and that can hurt you in the long run because you will stay where you are if you're not taken seriously. You want as much responsibility as possible. You want people to know that you're serious. You want people to know that you're mature and willing and able to handle the responsibilities if they move you up. So tip number 7, ask questions. Be curious. They want you to ask them questions. They want you to be, hey man, how do you do this? I like the way you do this. I like the way you do that. They want you to ask. That is the time to take advantage if that person is like that, because they will tell you everything that they do so that you can kind of learn from them. If you're curious, they're like, man, and plus, like if they're anybody like me, I like to teach people who want to know. Oh man, that's cool. Okay, I didn't even know you want to know that. I'll teach you all this and you know what I mean, and whatever you need to know. I love teaching people who are willing, ready and willing to learn. Because you could tell they're soaking it up. They want to be the best that they can be. And I get to be a part of their process. You know what I mean? I get to be a part of their growth. It makes me want to be better and it makes them want to be better. So always be curious, always ask questions. And you want to ask questions because when you ask questions, it starts shooting you up. You know what I mean? You are actually like, man, how do I do this? Because now you're learning stuff that's going to get you to the places you want to get to faster. So it's actually very important to ask questions throughout your whole life, man. The world is huge and there's still a lot we don't know, and there's something we can learn every day from everybody all the time. So I just be inquisitive in life in general, right? Tip number 8, be organized. Man, when I first started in the trade, I was very messy. Like if you ever walked into a messy room or a messy house and just felt like you can't think, that is exactly how it happens. Like, especially with the amount of detail that goes into plumbing, you have to have your stuff together, because what I've seen all the time that slows people down is not knowing where their tools are. And that sucks the energy and the life out of you especially for me, I know when I was working and I can't find a tool that was supposed to be right here, and then now I'm just scattered. And we are on a time restraint sometimes, so you're trying to hurry up. You got stuff everywhere. You can barely see anything, and it's just like your mind is going crazy. I always have everybody laughs at me on the job because I'm the one with that plastic 3-story cart, but I'm very organized. And once I place my stuff on there strategically, I know where everything's at, and I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference. I actually, I'll put that cart right here, and I'll add it in the link below. So this cart right here is, man, it's just a lifesaver when it comes to plumbing. There's so many tools that we use, and I used to have a bucket where I put everything, and now I can't do it because there's a lot more tasks that I'm doing at once. So I like to have it all right there, everything mapped out, so that I can just like say a dentist, right? I used to be a dental assistant, and how he has this tray with all his little burrs and all that stuff that's right there. Like he can grab it. He's doing his work and he's just grabbing the tools. That's exactly what it feels like. And you get the job done so much faster, so much easier, and with so much energy left over. You know what I mean? I'm telling you guys, I've been talking about energy because you don't realize how much frustration, stress, anger, negativity takes away that from your day and actually makes you less productive. So you want to make sure that you savor all that energy till the end of your day. All right, so tip number 9, own your task. It took me a while to even get this. Like, we think, hey, we've got a foreman out there. This ain't really my job. I don't have to own it. I just have to get it done, get it complete. That's a bad attitude to have. When you own your project, when somebody tells you, hey, Nate, I need you to go over here and handle this, I'm like, all right, cool, this is mine. I'm gonna make sure it looks good. I'm gonna make sure it's hooked up. I'm gonna make sure it looks nice when they come over there and works properly. And when people come over there, they're gonna be like, hey, man, that's all right. That's all right. I own my work. It gives me a sense of, man, this is mine, a sense of ownership. Nowadays, for my apprentices, I love them to own their section. When you do that, you don't have to sit there and micromanage anybody and tell them what to do, right? So own your task, complete your goals, set goals, right? Okay, I'm gonna get from here to here, because basically they're gonna set your goals for you. And here's a tip inside that tip. This is one thing I always think, this is my mindset, my perspective on people and them watching me and lording over me when it comes to, like, you know, I'm not a person who likes people to just tell me what to do all the time, right? I do everything I'm supposed to do so no one has to tell me to do it. You already know what you're supposed to do, right? If you keep that attitude in your head that you are going to, you know, I'm gonna do this so they don't have to tell me to do it. I already know what they're gonna say. Man, it'll keep you ahead of the game. Tip number 10, all right? So look, those are my tips. I hope you guys got something from that. I'll have more tips for you guys as I think about them. I appreciate everybody watching my videos, supporting my videos. I got major videos coming out, man, every Saturday. Make sure you guys check that. I have a ebook out right now that is showing you guys how to get into the trade, how to be a part of it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys click on the next video, man. We got a lot of information in that too. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one, all right?
Me and my God always conversating. He say I'm happy you called, but you've been up too late.